about half a mile away from us down, and we lived up in a wooded area that had been cleared out to where there'd been logging, and they had built a house there for their loggers and things, you know. And the logging camp belonged to the coal company, and they hired people to run the sawmill. And Dad worked there at the sawmill for years. That was during at the height of the Depression, for I believe it was 20 cents an hour, $2 a day. And he had a family of about 11 kids, you know, but they were, by that time, a lot of them was getting up to where they could help, you know. We farmed up there at Black Star too, and at the age of about I think about 55 when he moved back to the farm. It was 1938, and I remember during the hard times there at Black Star, that in the mines, the reason he went to the sawmill, he had stuck a pick through between his feet on his toes, and they didn't have any no sick pay for him or nothing else. So during the months after that, well, we got hard up for things, and he'd ride a mule and go across the country and to Rose Hill, Virginia, across two mountains, across Black Mountain and across Great Stone Mountain, to an old farming store over there. The guy was good natured and everything, and he'd credit those miners for, you know, till they could get a payday or something. And he'd go over there to get the things that you needed to cook with and things like that. And he rode an old mule on a big sack of corn, took it with him and headed across the mountain to do that. And he'd come back with the necessities of things we thought were necessity, like well, flour or something like that, you know, or baking powder or soda or salt or pepper or coffee or something like that. Just the basic needs. And maybe if you needed it, maybe a little salt pork or something like that. He got sick and he got the coffee all the time and everything. And they told him at the mining camp that he'd better try to get out of that mining camp if he could. So he had that farm there. That's the reason we went back to the farm then. He still had the farm there. And Nanny and Ferris lived in it then. And they had got a couple of kids anyhow at that time. Had been Donward and Robert Keith. I was about probably 16 anyhow when we got back to the farm, and he could work all day and clearing up the field and everything, and 3/4 of an acre of tobacco, and raised maybe 10 or 12 acres of corn, and maybe if we first year, that was next fall though, we'd sow wheat or oats or something like that, and we'd always raise. I had all kinds of stock. We always had mules or a horse or something, you know. And Dad was he was the type of guy that hunt, and he liked things like that. Groundhog hunting, for example. We had dogs that would catch them out, and they'd run them into the nest, and we'd try to dig them out. And if it's a big fat groundhog, we'd cook it. And Mom knew how to cook them, and the squirrels was the same way. They'd fry them if they were old. They'd stew them till they got done, and we eat coons too. If you killed a coon, that was a big treat.